Hello everyone, welcome back to our SPM BK class. So today we are going to finish Luke chapter 8. Okay, in the previous class we have learned four different passages: the woman who were with Jesus, the parable of the sower, the lamb on the lampstand, and Jesus' mother and brother. Okay, so right now we are going to learn about the following three passages: Jesus calms a storm, and Jesus heals a man with demons, and Jesus heals a sick woman and raised Jairus' daughter to life. Okay, yeah, so let's start with Jesus calms the storm first. Okay, yeah, so let's have a look at this passage and let's read together. Okay, so let's read. One day, Jesus got into a boat with his disciples and said to them, "Let us go across to the other side of the lake." So they started out. As they were sailing, Jesus fell asleep. Suddenly, a strong wind blew down on the lake, and the boat began to fill with water, so that they were in great danger. The disciples went to Jesus and woke him up, saying, "Master, Master, we are about to die." Jesus got up and gave an order to the winds and the stormy water. They quieted down, and there was a great calm. Then he said to the disciples, "Where is your faith?" But they were amazed and afraid, and said to one another, "Who is this man? He gives order to the winds and waves, and they obey him." Okay, yeah. So just imagine, okay, if you are one of the disciples on the boat, how would you feel? I believe all of us will feel very terrified, right? Especially when there's this great storm, okay, which happens on the lake. All right. Okay. Yeah. So actually, we can see that from this passage, right? Jesus and his disciple wanted to go across to the other side of the lake, right? Yeah. And when they were sailing, Jesus fell asleep. This is what was recorded in verse 22, okay, 22 and 23. And suddenly there was a strong wind blew down on the lake, and the boat began to fill water, so that they were in great danger. Some of the disciples of Jesus, they were actually fishermen, right? So the fishermen, they are the ones who actually go out to the sea to fish. So they must have experienced a lot of this kind of things, right? But even fishermen, they were terrified of the storm, okay, of this is of the great of this great storm, right or not? This means that this storm is not an ordinary storm. It must be a very big storm lah that happened, okay, and it must be very very danger. In the Bible it says in verse 23, they were all in great danger. Okay, yeah, so it must be a serious one, okay, a very great storm that happened. Okay, yeah, but we can see that after that, Jesus got up and gave order to the winds and the stormy water, and they quieted down. So Jesus actually quiet and calm the storm. Okay, yeah, so we can see that Jesus actually has power over nature. Okay, he has power over the nature when he gives order to the stormy waves, stormy water, and the winds. All of them quieted down. All right, so Jesus calms the storm shows that he has power over nature. Okay, yeah, actually, Jesus, he has power over four things. Okay, mainly like the category. Okay, the first is nature. He has power over demons, diseases, and death. Okay, so you can remember 1 and 3D. Okay, yeah, so in this incident, it shows that Jesus has power over nature. Okay, yeah, actually, this also teaches us that Jesus actually can calm the storm in our life. I believe all of us, we will face different storms in our life lah. Okay, just like how the disciples faced this storm. Okay, in our life we may face different storms, like for example stress from work, stress from studies, or there may be problems in our life, many different things. Okay, but remember how Jesus calms the storm, okay, during this incident. Okay, he can also calm the storm in our life. Okay, so here are some of the storms in our life. It can be the storms in our life: work, study, stress, challenges, problems, and so on. Okay, yeah, so Jesus actually said to his disciples, "Where is your faith?" Yeah, but they were amazed and afraid and said to one another, "Who is this man? He gives order to the winds and waves, and they obey him." So today, Jesus also wants to ask, where is your faith? When we face problems, okay, a lot of times we may feel afraid, okay, or maybe we will try to run away from God. But it's important to always remember to come back to Jesus, because Jesus has the ability to calm the storm in our lives. Okay, yeah, so basically, yeah, Jesus and his disciple, they actually they got into a boat, and then they actually want to sail over to the other side of the lake. So the next incident is actually linked to this part. Okay, so after Jesus calms the storm, they came to another place. Okay, this place is actually called Gerasa. We're going to read it, and then we're going to understand what happened. So after they arrived at the other side of the lake, Jesus actually healed a man with demons. Okay, so let's have a look at this passage. Okay, verse 26 to 39. Let's read. Jesus and his disciples sailed over to the territory of Gerasa, okay, which is across the lake from Galilee. As Jesus stepped ashore, he was met by a man from the town who had demons in him. For a long time, this man has gone without clothes and would not stay at home, but spent his time in the burial caves. When he saw Jesus, he gave a loud cry, threw himself down at his feet, and shouted, "Jesus, Son of the Most High God, what do you want with me? I beg you, don't punish me." He said this because Jesus has ordered the evil spirit to go out of him. Many times it had seized him, and even though he was kept a prisoner, his hands and feet tied with chains, he will break the chains and be driven by the demon out into the desert. Okay, very scary. Jesus asked him, okay, "What is your name?" "My name is Mob," he answered, because many demons had gone into him. The demons begged Jesus not to send them into the abyss. There was a large herd of pigs nearby, feeding on a hillside. So the demons begged Jesus to let them go into the pigs, and he let them. They went out of the man and into the pigs. The whole herd rushed down the side of the cliff and into the lake and was drowned. The men who had been taking care of the pigs saw what happened, so they ran off and spread the news in the town and among the farms. People went out to see what had happened, and when they came to Jesus, they found the man from whom the demon had gone out sitting at the feet of Jesus, clothed and in his right mind. They were all afraid. Those who had seen it told the people how the man had been cured. Then all the people from the territory asked Jesus to go away because they were terribly afraid. So Jesus got into the boat and left. The man from whom the demon had gone out begged Jesus, "Let me go with you." But Jesus sent him away, saying, "Go back home and tell what God has done for you." The man went through the town telling what Jesus had done for him. Okay, actually, every time when I'm reading this passage, it's a very touchful story lah, I would say. Okay, yeah, actually online you can look for you can actually go and search for this incident. They have cartoons and they have video showing about this incident. Yeah, so if you want to, you can go online and search. Look for some of the videos so that when you watch the video, at least you have a better idea, of what the incident is like. Okay, so this one you can go and refer it by yourself. Okay, but anyways, let's have a look at the explanation and of this part. Okay, this incident is actually one of the very special incident, okay, that was recorded. Okay, why do I say so? Okay, so let's look back at the theme of the Gospel of Luke. So for the Gospel of Luke, actually what is Luke trying to bring out? Okay, firstly, we can see that again and again, you can see that from the Gospel of Luke, Luke is trying to emphasize that Jesus is a humble king, a lowly king who cares for the outcasts, cares for the sinners, cares for those people with low social status. Another theme of Luke is also to try to bring out that Jesus actually cares for the Gentiles. The Gentiles can also have the privilege to know God. Okay, yeah. So this incident is actually talking about this. Okay, so you can see that Jesus and his disciple, after sailing through the lake, okay, they came to the territory of Gerasa. Okay, so I want you guys to highlight the word Gerasa because this one they also like to ask. If they ask about this part, normally they will ask about the place. Okay, where did this incident happen? It is at Gerasa. Okay, and this Gerasa place, it is actually a Gentile area. Okay, why do I say that this is a Gentile area? Because we can see that there were many pigs over there, right? Yeah, so we can see that there are pigs there, and we can know that pigs are actually considered ceremonially unclean animal. So for the Jews, they won't eat any pigs. So we can see that there are pigs over here at Gerasa, meaning that this place is not a Jewish area lah. It is actually a Gentile area. And this man who actually got demon possessed, he was also a Gentile. Okay, yeah. So as Jesus stepped ashore, he met with this man from the town who had demons in him. So he said there are a lot of demons in him. For a long time, this man had gone without clothes and would not stay at home, but spent his time at the burial caves. So we can see that this man, he's very pitiful, right? Yeah, so he has so many demons in him, and he has gone without clothes and will not even stay at home, spend his time in burial caves. So what comes to your mind after reading this part? For me, I think this man is very pitiful. And we can see that Jesus also has compassion to this man, right? Yeah. From verse 28 to 31, we can see two things. Firstly, we can see that the demons actually know who is Jesus, right? They know Jesus is the Son of God, right now? Yeah, so in verse 28, it says, Jesus, Son of the Most High God, what do you want with me? So the demons actually know who Jesus is. They know Jesus is the Son of God. Next, they kept begging Jesus not to punish them. So this shows that Jesus has power over demons. All right? Yeah. So Jesus asked the man, what is your name? My name is Mob. Actually, over here, it is not the man who answered, okay? Actually, it was the demons inside the man who was answering Jesus. Mob actually means that there were many demons in the man. Okay, mob, some of the translation translate it as legion, meaning a lot. Okay, yeah, so a lot of demons inside this man. Okay, so there were, so it's like very scary at the same time, also very pitiful for this man. Okay, yeah, so because many demons had gone into him, so it was the demons who replied. There were so many demons in him, and the demons begged Jesus not to send them into the abyss. What is the abyss? Okay, so actually abyss, according to scholars and theologians, abyss is actually a place where the demons are confined. Okay, in the Greek word, actually abyss means the bottomless or a very deep. Okay, so over here abyss meaning what is the meaning of abyss, or where is this abyss? Okay, or what is the purpose of abyss? Okay, so basically, according to some scholars, they believe that some of the demons are so bad or evil until God have to lock them up, okay, so that they cannot go out to harm lives. So this place, the abyss, is a place where the demons are actually locked up. So this is what the theologians and the scholars they believe, what they believe. Okay, yeah, so this is the abyss. If you want to, you can go online and search for more information of different compartment of hell, because if you look at the Bible, hell is not just a place. There are many different compartment of hell. Okay, and abyss is one of the compartment or the places in hell, okay, where the demons are locked up. Okay, yeah. All right, so basically, we can see that the demons actually begged Jesus not to send them to the abyss so that they wouldn't be locked up. Okay, yeah. So if you want to, you can also have a look at Revelation chapter 9, verse 1 to 2. When he opened the abyss, a smoke rose from it like the smoke from a gigantic furnace. There are also other verses in the Bible that talks about the abyss. Of course, Revelation is one of them, and others as well. Okay, yeah, this one you can also go and look by yourself. Okay, so there was a large herd of pigs nearby feeding on a hillside, so the demons begged Jesus to let them go into the pigs, and he let them. Okay, so like what we have seen just now, this is actually a Gentile area. Okay, so there were pigs nearby there. Okay, so the demons actually begged Jesus to let them go into the pigs. Then all the people from the territory asked, so after that, Jesus allowed them to do so. And after that, the pigs actually rushed down the side of the cliff and drowned in the lake. Okay, yeah. And after this incident had happened, all the people in the territory, when they saw this, they actually asked Jesus to go away, okay, which is the Gentiles at that place who saw this. They were terribly afraid. Okay, why were they afraid? Maybe it's because they have not seen something like this before, or they were very shocked, okay, until suddenly all these pigs rushed down, and who is this Jesus? They were very, very afraid. So yeah, they asked Jesus to go away. So Jesus actually got into the boat and left. Okay, verse 38 and 39. The man from whom the demon had gone out begged Jesus, let me go with you. But Jesus sent him away, saying, go back home and tell what God has done for you. Okay, the man went through the town telling what Jesus has done for him. Okay, so over here we can see that something very special. Okay, yeah, I want you to recall all the incidents that we have learned. Like previously, for example, in Luke chapter 5, we have seen Jesus healed a man with dreadful skin disease. Right or not? Yeah. So after Jesus healed the man, he asked the man to keep quiet, do not tell anyone, right? Yeah, so this was recorded in Luke chapter 5 and other incidents as well. Before this, we have learned that Jesus tell the people, after he healed the people, he asked them not to tell anyone because he do not want the Jews to seek him for the wrong reason, as they have the wrong concept, wrong idea of the Messiah. But in this incident, Jesus asked the man to tell other people what God has done for him, right or not? Why? Okay, it is because this is actually a Gentile area. And Jesus wants to use this man, okay, to spread the gospel to the Gentiles in that area. Okay, if you go and look at Mark chapter 5, verse 20, which is also talking about this passage, and he departed and began to publish in Decapolis how great things Jesus has done for him, and all men did marvel. Right? So you can see that this man, okay, who was healed by Jesus, okay, that Jesus chased out all the demons from him, he actually was one of the first people who go out and preach about Jesus, to share about the good news about Jesus to the Gentiles, okay, at that area, okay. Yeah, so this man was one of the scholars believe that this man is one of the very important character who contributed to the spreading of Christianity, okay, in that Gentile area. Okay, yeah, so that's why Jesus asked this man to go out and spread the gospel, okay, to tell other people what God has done for him. So it's different from other passages which talks about Jesus healing the Jews, because the Jews, they have the wrong idea of the Messiah. So that's why Jesus asked them not to tell anyone. But in this incident, it's different because the Gentiles, they do not have the idea of the political king or the Messiah, this kind of thing, right? So Jesus asked him to go out and spread. Okay, yeah. All right, so this is the incident. So you can see that Jesus actually has compassion and has love towards Gentiles as well. He sailed all the way across the lake just to heal this person, and he is using this person to bring glory to his name as well, okay, to preach the gospel to many other people. As we can see in Luke also, it says that this man went through the towns telling what Jesus had done for him. Yeah, so this is what this whole incident is trying to teach us lah. Okay, all right, so let's have a look at the last part. Jesus heals a sick woman and raised Jairus' daughter to life. Okay, when Jesus returned to the other side of the lake, the people welcomed him because they had all been waiting for him. Then a man named Jairus arrived. He was an officer in the local synagogue. He threw himself down at Jesus' feet and begged him to go to his home because his only daughter, who was 12 years old, was dying. As Jesus went along, the people were crowding him from every side. Among them was a woman who had suffered from severe bleeding for 12 years. She had spent all she had on doctors, but no one had been able to cure her. She came out of the crowd behind him and touched the edge of his cloak, and her bleeding stopped at once. Jesus asked, "Who touched me?" Everyone denied it, and Peter said, "Master, the people are all around you and crowding in on you." But Jesus said, "Someone touched me, for I knew it when power went out of me." The woman saw that she had been found out, so she came trembling and threw herself at Jesus' feet. There in front of everyone, she told him why she had touched him and how she had been healed at once. Jesus said to her, "My daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace." While Jesus was saying this, a messenger came from the official's house. "Your daughter has died," he told Jairus. "Don't bother teaching any longer." But Jesus heard it and said to Jairus, "Don't be afraid, only believe and she will be well." When he arrived at the house, he would not let anyone go in except Peter, John, and James, and the child's father and mother. Everyone there was crying and mourning for the child. Jesus said, "Don't cry, the child is not dead, she is only sleeping." They all made fun of him because they knew that she was dead. But Jesus took her by the hand and called out, "Get up, child." Her life returned, and she got up at once, and Jesus ordered them to give her something to eat. Her parents were astounded, but Jesus commanded them not to tell anyone what had happened. Okay? Alright, so basically we can see that in this whole passage, after Jesus and his disciple went back, okay, because they went to Gerasa, right, and after they went back to the other side of the lake, okay, this is what happened. There were basically two incidents. The first one is regarding Jairus' daughter, okay, who was dead, but Jesus raised Jairus' daughter to life. The other one is regarding a woman who suffered from severe bleeding, right? Not? Yeah, so in verse 41 and 42, it says about Jairus' daughter. Verse 43, it explains about the woman who suffered from severe bleeding. Okay, so let's have a look at the woman who suffered from severe bleeding first. So while Jesus was going into the house of Jairus to heal Jairus, there were so many people crowding around Jesus. So the woman who has suffered from severe bleeding for 12 years, she actually spent all she had on doctors, but no one was able to cure her. So she actually came in behind of Jesus and touched the cloth, the edge of cloth of Jesus, and at once she was healed again. You know, yeah. So when Jesus actually know about this, and he actually said, "Someone touched me, for I knew it when power went out of me." Right? So the woman, so that she had been fouled, so she actually came trembling and threw herself at Jesus' feet. In front of everybody, she told him why she had touched him and how she was healed at once. Okay, yeah. So over here, we can see that Jesus, okay, he insisted, okay, that this miracle to be made known to everyone, okay, to know. He wants the woman, okay, who was healed, okay, in this season to know that actually she can come before Jesus. All right, there's no need to quietly came behind Jesus and so on. Actually, the woman, when she actually do this quietly behind Jesus, right? She touched the edge of the cloth of Jesus quietly because she knows that she was ceremonially unclean. But Jesus wants to let all of the people around him to know that actually it was the faith of this woman who have saved her. Okay, yeah, so that is why Jesus called her out, and after that Jesus assured her, okay, saying that, my daughter, your faith has made you well, go in peace. All right, yeah. And the next incident, we can see that Jesus actually went into the house of Jairus to heal his daughter, right or not, who was dead. Yeah. So when Jesus was healing the woman who suffered from severe bleeding, the officer actually came out, right or not, telling Jairus that, hey, actually don't bother teacher any longer. Your daughter has died. Okay, yeah. But after that, Jesus actually went in, went into the house and actually healed Jairus' daughter. Right? All the people were making fun of Jesus at first. When Jesus said that she was only sleeping. The people were making fun of Jesus. But when Jesus went in and when Jesus took her by the hand and called, "Get up, child," her life returned and she got up at once. So this shows us that Jesus actually has power over death. So Jesus actually can heal people, and Jairus' daughter was one of the people who were raised to life by Jesus. Okay, yeah. So and after that, we can see that her parents were astounded. Okay, they were very amazed at what had happened. But Jesus commanded them not to tell anyone what had happened. Yeah, like what we have seen in the Gerasa incident, like what we have explained just now. A lot of times in the Jewish community during Jesus' time, he asked the people not to tell anyone because they have the wrong idea, like what we have seen just now. So it's actually very different from the Gerasa incident. The Gerasa incident is very special in that sense because Jesus was talking to the Gentile. All right, yeah. So yeah, again, Jesus told the parents of okay, which is Jairus and his wife, saying that you don't tell anyone what has happened because the people have the wrong concept of the Messiah, and Jesus don't want them to seek him for the wrong reason. Okay. All right, yeah, so we have finished studying today's passage, Luke chapter 8. Hopefully this video is beneficial for you guys. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And you can also leave a comment down below, okay, what you have learned in today's class. Okay, thank you guys so much. I will see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye-bye.